Hello boys, myself Dr Prakash Pitroda will take you through the second part of arrays. In our last class we've understood how to store an array and how to read an array. So let's take a quick look at it. Here we have seen the array. Array is a group of similar data items having some common properties being stored under a single variable and can be then read as well. So here is a group of values, numeric values which are integer stored under one particular data type. Variable is num. So all these variables are stored under a variable num, and each of them automatically will be provided with index number as 0 index, 1 index, 2, 3, 4 and so on. If there are more values, there will be more numbers. So since the index numbers are 0 to 4, we have created a loop to read 0 to 4, so generate 0 to 4. These values will be applied here. So while reading, we refer to the array variable and the index number. So array variable num, index number 0 will read 12, and when the loop repeats, array variable num with index number 1 will read 43 and so on till number 4. So this is 0 to 4, 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4th cell. So this is how we read. Now suppose if I reduce or increase the number of values, some values, and now if I read this, I compile this, I will still get no error, because as a rule, as a syntax, there are values available, they are of similar type. There is a loop which is generating integers and it will be applied. But when I compile and run this program, so I'll just run this program. I will still get the first four or 0 to 4, that's 5 values, because the loop is generating up to 4. Is not commanding, is not giving a computer after 4 the 5, 6 and 7 cell number. So if there is an increase in data, a fixed loop will be you can say an error, a logical error, because it's not going to read everything. Now at the same time, if I'm going to reduce some number due to some reason, when I compile, I will not get an error message, because logically there are values here. This is also generating index numbers which are here. Numbers are not applied, it will apply only when I'm going to run. So when I compile, it shows no syntax error because there is an index number required which is there. But the moment I run this, I will start getting an error message called array index out of bounds exception. So if I take you to the terminal window, you can see here array index out of bounds exception 3. 3 is a cell number. This must be 0 number cell, 1, 2. So at 3 number, when computer must have generated here I value is 3 and continued to read num of 3. There is 0 number cell value, there is 1 number, there is 2 number. But there is no third number, so computer gave the error message as array index out of bounds at a particular one index number. Now to overcome this, you have you can say the function, or rather say property of an array, that we are going to begin with in the second part. So let us understand there is a property of an array called dot length. The job of dot length. Dot length is a property of an array, is used to count and return the number of elements. Could be numeric, could be alphanumeric, could be characters, could be decimal, whatever elements present in the array as per human count. Now it's very important for us to understand the meaning of human counts. Human counts means how you and I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Usually you will find human begins with counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as per human count, there are 5 cells, so it is, the value is as per dot length will be 5. So the syntax here is subscript variable dot length. So if I can give you an example, let's say I have an array called n which has these values, then n dot length, n is a subscript variable, dot length is the function, the property that will help you, will print 5 on the screen, because there are actually 5 numeric values in an array n as per human count. So indexing computer will do 0 to 4, because computer's default begin is 0. However, human counts, it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you will always find the last index number will always be a dot length minus 1. So if the length is 5, 5 minus 1, that 4 must be the last index number. And this is a useful information for reading the array at any length. So let us understand this further with the help of a practical. So in this case, I'm going to take you, instead of this, what if I write down here less than dot length? Because if I say equal to, again I'll get an error message. So let me explain with the help of an example. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm just keeping 5 here values. So we know this is 0 to 4. So I compile this, I run this, and there I get my all the values. Now instead of this, if I want to apply an array with the index number, rather say not index number, the length. So instead of this, I'm going to say now num dot length. So now computer will find out how many elements are there. There are 5, so it will apply 5, and I less than 5 means the I value will generate 4. So if I'm going to say compile, it shows me no syntax error and it shows me still all the values. Now as I have shown you in my previous slide that this number is always dot length minus 1. So if you are applying equal to sign here, then you must say here dot length minus 1. If you do not give dot length minus 1, at runtime you will get an error message like previously, array index out of bounds at 5 it will come. So let's see, compile. As a rule, no syntax error, this will generate a numeric value, so no error. But when I'm going to run this program, I'll get this error message. Again I will take you to the message here. You can see all the values have been printed, but after that this is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. The fifth number which was got generated because of dot length, at that point computer gave, because it's equal to, so 5 is counted. So if I don't want 5 to count, option 1 I remove equal to sign, option 2 I say minus 1. So still 5 minus 1 means 4, so less than equal to 4 will help me doing that. But the safer and the better size is that less than num dot length. Now if I increase, so if I increase some number, I will still get all the numbers printed, because dot length will now count how many elements are there and apply that number. So you can see all the numbers got printed. Now if I come back to the program and I reduce this to 3 values, compile, will still get me all the numbers because the dot length is 3 now. So 0 to less than 3 will help me reading the same thing again. So this is how I can increase or decrease the values. You can say rather say increase or decrease the elements, but it doesn't affect the program at all. I hope you all have understood what I tried to explain you. Thank you.